we'll go out there and crack somebody's ass. For all the haters out there that say we don't know how to do it, I got the best team in the world that's gonna prove you wrong and show you just how good we fucking are.
What's going on, guys? If you've seen the last video, you know we picked the car up from Cameron Johnson Race Cars. We're heading to Mooresville, North Carolina here in a minute so we can get it dropped off at Modern Racing so we can get it wired. I had to stop over here at the Southwest Cargo because they had to ship in our quick drive setup. The transmission Liberty setup is at Justin's shop right now, but the quick drive got shipped here to Tampa, so I had to come by here, grab it real quick. We are heading to North Carolina so we get the car dropped off and get it wired. Everything is coming together nicely. We're on schedule. We just got to keep on pushing, keep on grinding, and we're going to be out testing soon, and we're going to be racing and kicking boys and girls in the mouth. Yes, I changed the wheels. I had a lot of people commenting about the wheels. I'm going to be doing a lot more hauling and everything with this truck. So I got one of my big brother Mike Starvino's down there, Speed and Truck World. He got me set up with a new set of wheels and tires. I went ahead and sold the 26 by 16s. These are a 24 by 14 with a 38-inch Mickey Thompson tire on it. You can see that right there. It looks a lot better. It drives a lot better, and there's a lot more tire underneath or on top of that rim now. So it's gonna be an awesome deal. I just had a couple people commenting about it, so I wanted to let people know that we got the rubber bands off of the truck. Old Stabbing Cabin's got some new wheels and tires, and she's ready to head north.
Did I ever tell y'all how much I hate driving? We've drove through Georgia. I think we're almost through South Carolina. It says we're 2 hours away from Justin's shop. I already reached out to Justin. Told him that I'll be there around 7 o'clock. He said he will have somebody there to be able to help get this thing unloaded, put it inside the shop. I'm gonna be in Mooresville, North Carolina for the next couple days because there is some stuff that I gotta do to the car while the guys are wiring it. We'll be shooting some videos. We're gonna try to get caught back up. Like I said in the previous videos, we've been working so hard and so many hours, haven't really been able to hold a camera and do all that. I do apologize, but I am trying to give y'all as much footage as I can. And showing y'all the process of everything. I'm glad it's all coming together. I told y'all in the beginning you had to trust the process. I may change my mind a lot, I may do a lot of things, but it'll end up being a good thing at the end. And there's always a reason behind it, me and my dad. So we're almost here. We're gonna start getting on this thing wiring. Hopefully the boys up here in Modern Racing can knock this thing out pretty quick. If they can get it back to me sooner, that's even better, because we're able to get everything looked over one last time and get that much more testing before we head to Ohio for the first Street Outlaw No Prep Kings race. But I just wanted to go ahead and let y'all know that I hate driving. I'm extremely tired. 2 hours of sleep last night to drive all the way up here. I had to turn around and drive back to the Tampa airport. Y'all see the beginning video because we had to get the quick drive set up, and then I had to go ahead and head back up here again. So it's crazy, but it's what we gotta do to be able to stay on top in the racing. So it is what it is. All right, guys, so we got the car over here at Modern Race. You can see we already got the mock-up transmission, the bell housing, the quick drive over there on the ground. We got the new stuff getting ready to go inside. Once we go ahead and get it bolted in, basically everything is done inside here other than the wiring. They're gonna go ahead, you can see where they're putting tape up. They're getting all the measurements that they need to be able to go through wire this car. We'll get with Mitch and them over there in a minute and let them talk a little bit about their wiring and what they're gonna have to do to be able to get this thing done. It's coming together very fast. We already got a schedule of putting it on the dyno and getting it tested. So our brackets came in today for the front brakes. We were not able to put those on at Cameron's, but they sent us the wrong parts at first, but we got hooked up with everybody. So now we got the right stuff, so we're able to put our carbon brakes on the front of this thing. We're gonna go ahead and get our converter. Neil Chance converter hooked me up, got me set up. I only run Neil Chance's stuff inside my cars, but gonna go inside. Our bore bell housing, got our Liberty transmission right here. We got our quick drive set up. Check that bad boy out right there. It's all new pieces.
we're going together. Stick around towards the end of the video. We'll kind of give y'all more of a updated schedule on what we got to do to be able to get ready to go on a dyno, to be able to get tested and go into our first race. But we're moving along. Wiring has been started. All right, guys, so it's day 2 up here at Modern Racing. They are working very fast on getting wiring and stuff going on. This table here is basically their little layout. They get all their measurements, everything you need. You've seen that quick little clip where they take all the wiring, they put it around their little, I call them little toothpicks, but get everything ready. We got the car on the ground, getting ride height and everything set up because we're about to pull measurements for a drive shaft. But they're putting a lot of stuff in. We also got the Blvd set up inside the car. Look how nice that is. Quick drive set up right there. Bell housing is in. Got their toggle switch button, upshift button, parachute handle. So everything's starting to come together. I've already got up in the car, sat there. We got a schedule that we have to meet. Spark plug wires are in. We're running our coil unplugged system here. We got our EGTs. So everything is starting to go in. It's starting to look good. We're moving along with it right now. All right, so everybody knows that we're on a tight schedule. We'll kind of just let y'all know what the schedule's like. So I got hooked up with Steve Petty, got hooked up with Eric Diller, Proline, Justin Elks, everybody. Car is scheduled to be done wiring next Thursday. That means they'll be able to fire it up on Friday. We are going to put it on the hub dyno that's in the back of the shop. We'll actually go show you all that in a minute. Put it on the hub dyno on Sunday. We're going to dyno the motor, dyno the transmission. Petty said he wants to make sure everything works before we go to the track, which we want to do that as well. We don't want to waste a day at the racetrack trying to troubleshoot stuff, trying to figure things out. So once it's done wiring, Justin's got his own hub dyno. We'll put it on the dyno. We'll show you all that stuff too. Monday is Memorial Day. We will be off. I will be taking the car back home to Florida. I will be putting it out underneath the pole barn. I will be servicing the whole entire car. Proline sent me a whole sheet on how to service the motors, how to service the Pro Chargers, the gear drives, look over everything. Just give it one final look through touch because Tuesday we will be heading to Orlando Speed World to do a private test session with Mr. Petty himself, Steve Petty. I will be there. Cameron Johnson and the guys, they're going to be there. We're going to see what this bad boy will do. Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll be testing. Thursday morning, we are leaving for Ohio. That's going to be the first Street Outlaw No Prep Kings race. They just dropped the schedule for the whole season. We'll actually throw that in there right here real quick. The schedule is crazy. I'm about to start reaching out to some people. I got to try to pick up some sponsors, try to find some people to help go to this thing. Basically, fuel money. All y'all buying the merchandise, y'all help us out. Everything goes right back to the car and everything. But I got to try to pick up some sponsors to be able to make it to fuel money and for parts. This is going to be a very, very tough season, tough schedule, tough year. We're going to be doing a lot of servicing, a lot of racing, a lot of testing, and try to go see if we can make some wins, get some grudge races, talk a little shit, and have some fun. And we're all going to be on TV, so I got some cool shit happening with that deal there. But just trying to give y'all an update. We've been working all day for the last 2 days trying to get everything set up. There's some stuff that seems to not be working for us. The brakes, we still don't have the front brakes on the front of the car because they sent us the wrong brackets for the calibers for the front. We are waiting on a spacer to come in from Quick Drive between the bell housing and the Quick Drive setup. because we have to space our converter out more. So just little stuff like that. We're coming down to the end. It's just adding up. We are going to get it done. It's just going to take a little while. So that's what our schedule is right now. But as you can see, it's on the ground. Look how low this thing is. It's like half of me. Wow. Looks awesome though. Can't wait to go out there. And I also got some big news for the car next week, but you'll have to subscribe to the channel and you're gonna have to wait till next week to find that out. So Justin has a lot of cars inside the shop. You can see that part of the shop over there is more like assembly deal. This is the chassis side. They got a bunch of jig tables. They got a car over there, car right there, a lot of stuff. Back here in the back is the dyno room. 100% at all times. Modern racing. Best people in the business to deal with. So this here's the dyno room. We will be putting the car on the dyno, so you'll get to see that. We'll hook it all up, get everything situated. You got Norman Bryson's car and everything here. Y'all seen that in Cameron Johnson's race cars where he did the headers and all that, but just wanted to show y'all the dyno room. It's pretty cool, pretty badass. I've never been on a hub dyno with this style of car. The first one I ever did was when we went to Kevin Mullins with Twisted Tea. Y'all got to see that. But this motor here supposedly is going to make over 3,500 horsepower. So I can't wait to throw it on the dyno and see what it does. And then basically back here inside the shop, you got a lot of cars here. They deal with a lot of high-end pro mods. You also got the two NHRA cars that they run over there, Lyle Barnett and Alex Laughlin's. They're up here doing servicing on the motor right now and everything. But nice shop. I thought y'all only wired around here.
We gotta end up doing everything.
Like a one-stop deal.
What? Bitch stranger?
We're having a converter clearance issue, so we're putting a spacer on the quick drive and the bell housing to push it back, so it allows the converter to suck into the bell housing more.
Just do two. Get one.
Alright guys, so I couldn't show y'all actually changing the stator out in the converter, so I want to go ahead and just explain a little bit about what we had to do real fast. Talk to Petty on the phone. He's going to be going out with us the first outing when we go testing, and he's coming here to Justin's shop to be able to do a dyno session with us. I told him what I had inside the converter. He recommended what we put in there, and he also got with me to go get with Neil Chance and get another stator on the way. So we have two stators in there. We got one inside the converter, and we have another one on the order right now for if we want it tighter or if we want it looser. We're gonna go ahead and throw it back inside the transmission bell housing right there, and then throw it inside the car. You can see how easy it is to change a converter now. We did it in like 15 minutes. All you had to do is just slide the Liberty back on the titanium sliders back there, pull the quick drive and the bell housing out, pop the converter out, and we're going to throw it all back together here very fast. So I'm really liking this whole Liberty setup and how easy it is to drop the transmission, and used to have to be able to drop it all the way out the bottom of the car, then take it all apart and get everything fixed. Now we just take it out in sections. So we got our anti-seize up inside the flywheel and the crank, back of the crank. We don't want nothing getting all galled up or welding itself together, but we're almost done. I'm flying out of here in a couple hours. Maybe I can get Mitch to do a little bit of talking. He doesn't like talking. All right, guys, so basically this is Mitch. This is Justin's kind of right-hand man. He's the oldest one here in the shop. Been here the longest, right?
Been here the longest, yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Are you really?
No, I'm stupid. No, I'm 36.
It got me surprised for a minute. How long you been wiring?
I've been around wiring over 10 years now.
Okay. This is all past my pay grade. I've been over here trying to learn and see how everything works, and I haven't been able to put nothing together. So I'm glad I got y'all to do it. Now, all I gotta do is just push the pedal to the floor.
Yeah.
How long does it take to wire a car? I mean, I already know the deadline that we had, but like if you had every part here every piece of wiring and everything, how long does it take man hours to be able to wire and assemble inside a race car?
Generally, the entire harness takes about 40 hours to build ish, depending on the actual build itself. That'll vary depending on sensors and what the customer wants. Then install time, when we install, let me say this, putting the harness in itself isn't too bad. It generally runs about 15-20 hours, but we always do airlines, final terminations for customers.
Basically, you're the end-all be-all.
Yeah, so we always quote about 2 weeks to do it from build to install and design and everything.
What's the hardest part about putting a harness together? Like
making sure all the wires are going to the correct spot. Like we've got a computer program that helps us with that. It makes it a little easier. It's got a pin map on it. That's what we're
So y'all build everything outside here. I was explaining to him in a little bit of video yesterday about how, I guess, this table, this is how y'all draw it all out for a car.
So the way, when we use this table, we're building like what we call a sportsman grade harness, where we use this pet sleeving. Since we're on such a time constraint right now, we build it like this. If we do a full mil spec harness, we build it from the connector out, which we're twisting all our wires and everything. This way saves a lot of time, but that's how we do it. When we build them like this, a main chassis harness build time takes probably 10 to 15 hours. When we build it like a full mil spec style, it generally runs just for the main chassis about 30-ish hours.
Gotcha. And y'all test it all out here and everything?
Yeah, the main thing with the way we build harnesses is we build them outside the car, and then when you just install it into the car, that way if you get a wreck or anything, the harness is portioned out into pieces.
Yep.
So say you tear off the front end of it, we can make you a new front chassis harness and engine harness.
How many different deals on this car?
So you've got your main harness, you've got a front chassis harness, you have your ignition harness, your engine harness, your rear chassis harness, your transmission sensor harness, transmission solenoid harness, and that's everything.
Sounds like a lot. Why are you so quiet? Speak up, do something.
Yeah, that's basically it. So we're gonna work through the weekend. Hopefully we'll have it in the car and ready for you on Monday.
Nice.
That's the goal right now.
Hold up, start that over. All right, go ahead.
So right here we've got your front chassis harness. He's building it the full mil spec style harness, like this right here, where it's all twisted together and DR25 heat shrink is put over it.
Yep.
And everything runs through a quick disconnect like this. It's a mil spec rated connector. And then over here we got James is gluing the boots on your harnesses right now. We use RT125 epoxy to glue everything and seal it all up, so it's essentially like a waterproof harness, so any fuel or oils that get in won't be able to get into it.
Okay. So we'll be able to leave this car out in the rain now.
If you want to.
It's going together. He's been doing most of the work on it.
Yep.
How easy was it to drop the quick drive and stuff out to be able to change converter?
Wasn't bad. I mean, figuring out how to get it off your chest is the hardest part.
Everything being brand new.
It ain't bad really. Slide this back, drop it. I mean, it's way easier than getting the trans out this way.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and that's gonna be all your changes. This is basically never gonna come out of the car.
And we also got our toggle switch back here and our upshift button. We'll be explaining that a little bit more later on. We just got to tighten everything up, but we'll go over this transmission and how it works. I kind of got the rundown. It's probably going to take me a little bit to figure it all out, just because it's new to me. I've only ever had as a Turbo 400. This deal here, there's a lot into it. You got to flip the switch, hit the trans brake to be able to go into gear, be able to put it back in neutral. You got to hold the trans brake, pull the lever back to throw it in reverse, and hold it in reverse and with this lever here. And then you have to hit the switch again, throw it in first gear. So it's very confusing, but we'll be able to go through that, and we'll actually have a GoPro inside the car. We got a mount right there, a mount over there, and a mount right there to be able to show y'all how the tranny works while we are making a pass. We will also be having GoPros in the car for whenever we put this thing on the hub dyno. Yes, it will be going on a dyno. Everything will be working on the car before we go to the racetrack. That's the good thing about a hub dyno, is they're able to test everything. So when we're at the track, there will be no troubleshooting. There will be no, hopefully, knock on wood, there will be no issues with anything working on the car. Anything electrical, anything mechanical, anything with this car. That's what the good thing about having a hub dyno. And I appreciate Justin letting me use theirs. Mr. Petty, Steve Petty from Proline, coming to help us on the dyno and get us a tune-up and side prenup to be able to go out there and kick these boys and girls in the mouth. What are you doing?
This is the engine harness.
So those go to the injectors?
Yep. The injector, oil pressure, throttle, TPS, came back. So this will always stay on the engine. It'll be hidden and stay on the engine. I'll plug it back here.
Yep.
Connect it wherever it is. Right here. Do it like that.
When you unconnect that, okay.
I'll just unconnect this and a couple air lines and the engine comes out.
So we'll be able to get the motor out of the car pretty quick.
Yeah.
Pretty easy too.
Oh yeah.
All right, so what harness are you putting in right now?
This is the FT spark harness right now for your ignition, for your coils.
That was easy.
Let's just plug it in, yeah. You want to take that, boss? Over here. Yeah, it's gonna go along the back of it.
And then going towards the front. He's going to the back.
It's gonna end up like this.
We found out this thing's loose. We got to tighten that up. Justin's gonna, whenever he builds that hose. Are y'all putting it in the car?
The main chest harness, yeah.
Look at you. I'm proud of you. All right, guys, so this is the first time I've actually looked inside the motor. We took the valve cover off. We are getting our tools and everything set up for this deal. Justin's getting me hooked up with a tool to be able to check spring pressure. And we're also able to change springs if we have to with everything going on. They got the front harness on the car. You got the FT spark right here. You can see how everything, yes, they'll go through and it's just kind of roughed in there right now, but they'll clean everything up. It's coming together. That goes to all the injectors, you know, firing all the coils and everything up here. They're all plugged in, hooked up. Everything's good. What?
We're good. It's on its way.
Okay.
We'll have it here probably Tuesday.
All right.
7:25.
Okay. And you can change springs with that too? Or
That's what that is. Change springs and check spring pressure.
okay, so it's all in one.
Basically do the same thing. Get the rocker arm off.
Yep.
And use this cup.
So go down and take the pieces out. Okay.
Yeah. Just putting air pressure to it like you normally would.
Yep. All right.
I'll add it to your bill.
You're good at that.
Hey, you're good at adding shit.
I tell you.
Hey, can you just move this here? Can you?
This is Justin. He's the one that owns Modern Racing. Dude, we need to get you a hat.
What are we live or something on?
How you doing a video for a vlog?
Give me a hat. Why?
You see how bald you got? So all right, so Justin's wired. How many cars am I now? Five.
Before I started Modern, I had hair like you.
That's what I was saying. 5, right? I think this is the 5th car.
This is showing wisdom right here.
So the 5th car, when I first came here, he had a full thing of hair, like kind of like Mitch, and that's what it came out to be. How long has Modern been open?
2016. So 5 years.
So what all do y'all do here? I mean, I kind of gave him a scoop. Y'all got a lot of high-end builds in here. I feel like I got the cheapest car here.
So we do a lot of turnkey work for shops.
Turnkey billing too.
Turnkey billing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta have that cash flow. But we have a parts department, so we sell a lot of parts. Do a lot of turnkey work. We do just wiring work. We do just fab work. We got a dyno.
That's it. I showed him that. We're gonna put it on the hub dyno.
So we do.
You're gonna drive, right?
Work. Yeah, I'll drive.
Yeah, I'm not driving. I don't see how people do that. Like, what do y'all do? Just look at the dash? How do you know when to stop?
Well, no, actually, I mean, like when we're dynoing, I'm watching the dyno screen, watching the dash, and kind of listening to the engine. It definitely.
I mean, but like, where do you know like 8th mile is or 1/4 mile? How do you know?
By the screen on the dyno.
Okay.
It'll tell you when the run's over.
So if we blow it up on the dyno, we get to blame you.
No, you're going to sign a paper that says the release
Do
is
we
all reliability.
Do you really sign a release?
We do.
Everybody signs a release when they come to dyno.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
I got insurance on it, so I'm good.
Well, Petty's the one that's going to be
Look
tapping
at
the
him,
keys,
yeah.
so
He's coming
I'll
in.
just be the one in the car.
But yeah, they're doing everything. They're getting it completely done. When it left Cameron's, there was still a couple little stuff to do. And then I had to add stuff on, you know, oil lines, fuel lines, completely wiring the car, running all the air lines, everything to it. Have you figured out the fuel cell? Do you think it's big enough?
I think it's big enough. We haven't checked to see how much. But I know like on our NHRA cars, we use about 3 gallons of fuel in a run.
All right.
Quarter mile.
Yeah,
So
I won't be running
I think
that.
it'll be fine.
Did you figure out the brake deal?
Brake.
The
No, we are still waiting on your vendor.
we may not have front brakes.
We don't need front brakes though.
Don't need. We got the rear brakes.
We're just gonna use the trans brake to stay.
Hit the trans brake. I promise it'll look a lot cleaner than what it is right now.
All right, so what we do is we'll put the harness into the car. It only takes like 10 minutes to put this harness in, just to mock it in or whatever. And then we'll go ahead and loop it and everything, and then we'll see how the sleeving lays. And then once we get it to lay correctly how we want it to, then we'll glue down and shrink these boots. That way it all stays nice and straight and doesn't get like twisted up or anything.
And then what's the box over here?
That's our electronics box. It's basically got all your injector drivers in it, your alcohol O2, and your MSD 4-channel solid state output driver is going to be in there as well. Keeps everything protected and away from vibration in case anything happens.
Nice.
So yeah, it's mocked in and
Well, I'm gonna head back
ready for the next stage.
Stop by, and if you ever need anything, with wiring or any custom pieces or anything, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help you if we can.
Appreciate it very much. Thanks for the tour. Cool. I'll
Get your ass back to work now.
Oh,
Look at it. Now, I'm about to get out of here, guys. I got to fly out here in about an hour. Just wanted to show y'all everything. Everything's laid out. This is one of our guys. He showed up. You're all the way from Florida, right?
all the way from Florida.
All the way from Florida. He knew that we were up here, so he come up here he wanted to look at the car. I kind of just told him a piece of information that I ain't even told y'all yet about next week with this car. He's the only one that knows, so I'm sure he's feeling special now. But we're gonna get out of here, guys. You can see how everything's going in. They're gonna knock it all out. I do gotta fly back up here next week because we gotta get a port-in seat and we gotta get our head pads up there up top, going around the helmet and everything. If you haven't done already, like the channel. Make sure you drop a comment down below. Give this video a like because that's what drives the algorithm on YouTube, and y'all been doing that very, very well lately. We're growing rapidly. The video counts, the views are way up there. We're going to be out testing soon. We're going to be out racing soon. I can't wait to go to each state, each track, come hang out with y'all and see how everything lines up for this year. We got a lot of stuff happening. There's going to be a lot of racing, a lot of maintenance, and a lot of how-to videos coming soon. So just stick around. I'm Justin Swanstrom. Make sure you go pick up your merchandise, JustinSwanstrom69.com. Get your shirts, get your hats. We got new shit coming out. Letting y'all know now. Y'all make sure y'all get ready. It's the hottest merch in the game. I'll see y'all at the next video.